Welcome, Winsome Ones. My name is Heather, and this is the fourth in what was originally a 5-part series on patterns. So we started looking at polka dots, then stripes. Last week we did an analysis on polka dots and stripes, and this week we're going to be looking at florals. I intended that this would just be one video. However, when I started putting my rail together, I came up with 30 items that I have in my closet that have all got floral patterns on them. So I'll just insert an image of my rail there. And I thought 30 is too much to do in one video. So I'm actually going to do this in 3 separate videos. So this has now become a 7-part series. So what we're going to be doing today is looking at elevated florals. So this would be a way to dress up an outfit using florals. Next week, we're going to be looking at accessories. And then the week after that, we'll be looking at summer outfits that are a little bit fun and light-hearted. So flowers are just a symbol of celebration, of joy. They are usually given and exchanged in times of the happiest events in your life, an engagement announcement, an achievement, a wedding, birth of a baby, or even a birthday or a special celebration. So they are so symbolic of joy and frivolity and blooming and achieving and success. They themselves are beautiful in their shape, in their colour, the variety of colours that we have, as well as their fragrance. So really flowers, because they are so fleeting in the height of summer, even just the concept of blooming is just filled with so much joy, and it really represents the best of everything that you can do. So it's really no surprise that by extension, flowers made their way into clothing. Also, girls can be named in honour of flowers, the most popular ones being rose and lily. My name is actually from a flower, Heather. I actually have 3 names, Heather, Claire, Rosamond. So even Rosamond is connected to the name of a beautiful flower. So I just feel such a connection to flowers. Flowers can actually adorn garments in a beautiful way. I do find, however, that with fast fashion, that sometimes putting a pattern on clothing can mean that it can be a way to disguise cheaper fabrics and cheaper workmanship. And I definitely do think that is the case, not in all cases, but it definitely can apply. So I've really been gravitating away from patterns as I've been getting older, simply because I find that I need clothes to be more flattering and more forgiving than they used to be when I was younger. So what I've done is I've shopped my closet, and these items have actually been the inspiration for the video, not the other way around. These are items I already have in my wardrobe because I just simply love flowers. And I have deliberately been more intentional and cutting back on just patterns everywhere the last few years. However, even I was surprised that I've actually got 30 items. So I'm going to be looking at everything through the lens of my 3 style words, which is classic, elegant and fun. And I'll also be referring to the 7 design principles as we go along. So these principles are balance, contrast, emphasis, movement, proportions, repetition, and my favorite, white space. So I will be making reference to my 3 style words and those 7 design principles as I showcase a really good way to wear florals. So without any further ado, let's get started. I found this dress in an op shop earlier in the year, and I really couldn't believe my luck. It is silk. I can't remember the brand, and the label has been removed, so I'm really sorry about that. But I really love this dress. I love the way that it flows. I mean, silk is just the king of all fabrics. It is just beautiful. And I really like the godettes in this dress. It really just enhances the movement, and it means that you then get the volume at the lower end, which is where you need it. I did have it slightly altered just so that I could then have the permanent straps being made, but I'm really happy with this dress. And I'm really going more for fewer colours because I am cutting down on my patterns, believe it or not. I really like this because it's just two colours, red and white. It's really, really pretty. So I've paired it up here with this basket bag and with these white cross-strap Mary Janes. I was so fortunate to find this Veronika Maine red daisy dress from a warehouse sale, and it cost me $20. And there's no way that brand new it would have cost that much. It does have pockets. I don't really wear pockets, but I just kept it there anyway. But this is a gorgeous dress that I have worn to work on those really 40-degree days that it's really, really hot and you are just barely coping. So it's professional. It does show the shoulders, but it covers everything up, and it does kind of have a professional vibe about it. Once again, the red and white, I really like the vibrancy of this dress. So this is just a fabulous summer dress. This is my third summer dress that I have. I only have 3. So I do mean what I say when I don't have a lot of floral dresses or floral patterns, because I'm really against taking over. I'm quite a shy person and I'm on the smaller side as well. So I do find that I have to manage my patterns very carefully so that the clothes don't wear me. I want to actually be the main feature in any outfit. I want me to come forward and the clothes to be a background. And that is really why I started moving away from patterns, because what I was finding was that the pattern was taking over. And this is something that I guess you just learn as you go on in life. So this is a gorgeous dress by Meister. I got it off the Real. I've been on quite a journey with this dress. When I first got it, it was strapless. It is all boned, so it's beautifully made, but it was midi. So it was really like sort of mid-calf, probably to about here. And I just felt like it was really bottom heavy. And because it is so definitely a pattern, that I just felt like it was too much and it was very low down. So I took some of the length of the hem and then I made some straps. Initially I tied the straps, but I found that that was really messy. So just last night I then measured everything out and then I permanently stitched it, and I've crossed them over so that they stay fixed. When they go straight across, I do feel that I run the risk of the straps coming down. So whenever I have a strappy dress, I always cross the straps, just like what I did with this one as well. So I find that by doing that, I can just be secure. I'll turn around now and show you the crossover straps. So this is a really wonderful dress. I've had it for about 10 years now, and I do wear it a lot in summer. It's just really fun. Like, it can be dressed up, but I can also wear it casually as well. So I've paired it here with a straw hat, a wide brim hat, which of course is a necessity in Australia because we have a lot of sun in Australia. I also have this rose resin ring, which I found for $10 in a retail shop. And it's just great for matching, just bringing out the floral aspects in the dress. And then I found these wedges from River Island, and they actually have some floral motifs on them. So they're nude, but then they've got an orange flower, a sort of a real creamy one, and then a pale blue one, which is just wonderful for picking up colours in my outfit, but then ostensibly having a nude shoe. So I'm really happy with this outfit. It's just one of my favourites. And what I find about flowers is just to not have it taking over the whole outfit. Like with this one here, I've got my skin in between. So it's not like I'm covered head to toe in flowers. Let's look at the next one. So from here on in, every outfit that I show you will just have flowers in one place in the outfit. That's it, with just my 3 summer dresses that have flowers all over them. So once again, I found this skirt in an op shop. It's actually designed by Q, and it was a couple of sizes too big. So I did hand stitch it and then took the waist in so that it then came down to size. But when I saw it, I thought, that is just so beautiful. I can't let it pass me by. And I don't ever remember seeing it in the shops. So I don't know when it was out. but I got it a few years ago as well. So it's probably about 10 or maybe even more years old, but I still really love it. I'm not necessarily up to the latest with all the fashion. That's not how I dress. But I really love this dress because this skirt, sorry, because it's actually got the orange flowers, one of my favorite colors. And then I've kept everything else really simple, really tonal, just a simple top and then nude pumps and just keeping the whole outfit really simple. I was so fortunate to find this bag in a consignment store a few years ago. And once again, I was just captivated by it. It's got flowers on it and it goes really well with this outfit. So there's a bit of repetition and you can see that I'm balancing the proportions, and then I've also got a little bit of white space as well. So all of these design principles are really helpful in being able to wear flowers well. Okay, let's look at one more. So this skirt is designed by Carolina Herrera. I got it off the Real, and I first saw it in a size that was bigger than my size, and I was even going to buy it and then just tailor it down to suit me. And then sometimes just waiting really does pay off, because then I just kept on revisiting the site, and then lo and behold, my size came up. So I bought it straight away and I thought, oh, that'll just make life so much easier because it will be perfect. The design will all be there and the proportions will be right. But once again, I've got this red and white theme going through. So just simplicity in the color scheme, not too overwhelming. The flowers are just in one place. This white space, repetition, balancing the proportions. So I really find that I am drawn to skirts that have got a floral pattern, because then that way it's all in the one place and I can wear a simple top that really just is fitted on my torso, and then I get that A-line silhouette which covers over all my lumps and bumps, and it's just a lot more flattering. But I really like this skirt. It's just beautiful. So if you're not sure about florals and you're really not sure how to dip your toe into it, just thinking about one item, and then for the rest of the garment, if you just pick out a color to then just match it, so that you're then just emphasizing the flowers, and then you've got plenty of white space. White space doesn't have to be white. It can just be one color that's not the main color, but that could be a way to do it. Okay, let's look at the last outfit for this video. So this could be a great way of wearing florals, maybe to an office or in a business environment where you've actually got tailored trousers and then once again the flowers just in one place. This shirt I have had for probably close to 20 years and I don't wear it that often, but I also don't want to ever get rid of it. It really is just a great workhorse, and it's got a very subtle flower pattern. So the background is like a blush pink, and then the flowers are black, which is a little bit interesting. So it's a different take on a floral pattern. And I've then just tied it here. I do find that if I button a collar up all the way to my collarbone, it just looks better on me. But I really do like this shirt. It's got lovely flow to it as well. It's in a really soft fabric. But once again, if you just put the flowers in one place, and in this case, I've actually got them on the top rather than on the bottom half, it can just be a way to have some florals, but without it taking over the outfit. So there you go. There are my 6 ways of dressing up florals. And I do hope that you will join me next week for the next part in this series, and we're going to be looking at accessories.